Introducing the latest experiment from the elusive Dr. Voyan. As a test of true love and endurance, couples are offered a tempting reward of $5 million if they can survive being locked in a sterile room for 50 days without so much as a peep to the outside world. But beware, if one partner steps out, the prize drops to a mere $1 million. Just you and your significant other, how romantic. But wait, there's more. You can spice things up by buying treats using a portion of the prize money. Our latest participants, Mike and Kate, are in it for the cash and think it'll be a cakewalk. Mike sees this as a stroke of luck while Kate views it as a chance to turn their lives around. However, Kate wisely suggests splitting the prize, to which Mike responds with a boring eye roll. He dreams of a life filled with non-stop partying, never having to worry about finances again. As the AI voice drones on about the rules, Mike and Kate take a tour of their temporary home. It's a sea of white with only a bed, a bench, and a basic bathroom as decorations. The rules dictate that only one person can enter the bathroom at a time, and there's a red button in case one of them can't handle it anymore. The fun doesn't stop there. They can also request treats via a touch screen, and a giant clock ticking down the time they have left is the cherry on top. The meals served here are a bland blend of nutritional necessities in a white carton that leaves much to be desired in terms of taste. The room is equipped with lights that change with the time of day to simulate morning, afternoon, evening, and bedtime. It's like living in a sci-fi movie where the lighting sets the mood for you. The touch screen doubles as an alarm clock, and Mike views this as a chance to sleep in while on vacation, while Kate sets an early alarm to maintain some semblance of routine. On their first night, Mike tries to make a move on Kate, but she's concerned they may be under surveillance by the professor. Despite her reservations, they end up having a quiet romp under the covers. In the morning, Kate takes a trip to the bathroom to give herself a pep talk and keep her spirits high and goals in sight. After a shower, they chuck their clothes into the laundry chute and are rewarded with some colorless pajamas. To pass the time, Kate tries to unravel the mysteries behind Professor Voyan's experiment. Mike chimes in with a documentary he saw about the professor's previous experiment that ended in tragedy for a blue-collar family. It seems like nobody knows the professor's motivations, but one thing's for sure, he's got plenty of money to fund his twisted endeavors. Entertainment is a commodity in short supply, as they quickly discover. While Kate finds solace in meditation, Mike is more likely to be found staring at the clock and contemplating deep, philosophical subjects like the meaning of the color white, or whether they're brushing their teeth in the correct direction. Kate tries her best to keep Mike's mind focused on the positive, reminding him not to fixate on the clock and to keep his eye on the prize. But it's not easy when Mike's sleep is as elusive as a unicorn. So Kate soldiers on, reciting affirmations and making the bed with military precision, hoping to raise Mike's spirits. When Kate meditates, Mike turns to exercise, mostly by running. They pass the time with hand-clapping games, Marco Polo, and dance parties. And every time they change out of their dirty pajamas, they're given an identical-looking new pair. After a few weeks of this monotony, something finally happens. Mike discovers a bug that has snuck into their room. A little excitement in an otherwise boring existence. Mike tries to feed the bug a meal shake, but the AI voice quickly reminds him that the food is strictly for human consumption. Worried about the bug's survival, Mike begs for a way to let it out. Kate informs him that the speaker through which the AI voice is heard is a one-way street and she's already tried communicating. Defeated, Mike suggests he will push the door button. Because who wouldn't want to risk elimination for the sake of a bug, right? This leads to a heated argument with Kate, who is convinced that pushing the button will result in their immediate elimination. Mike, on the other hand, is determined to save the little guy. Kate accuses Mike of being condescending, since she's not a vegan like him. To which Mike retorts, "And you have no compassion." The argument reaches a boiling point when Kate says that Mike's veganism is just a way to rebel against his wealthy dad and gain street cred. But the conversation takes a turn when Kate steps on the bug they'd been arguing about. After all, what's a heated argument without a little accusation of rebellious behavior and condescension? Oh, and let's not forget the icing on the cake, stepping on the bug. Classic. Mike wallows in a corner for the rest of the day, but eventually realizes that sulking and doing nothing is not a healthy way to live. Deciding to take a leap, he decides to take advantage of their 2 treats per person policy, even if it means deducting $100,000 from their prize money. Kate isn't thrilled with Mike's choice, but he doesn't care and opts for a humble green crayon as his treat. It's not much, but it will have to do for his newfound artistic pursuits. After observing his drawings, Kate asks him to sketch her portrait. To Mike's credit, he agrees. However, Mike refuses to draw realistic portraits, as they are too boring for his taste. He sticks to his unique style, much to Kate's disappointment. As Mike continues to draw until the crayon is no more, he leaves green stains all over the bathroom and the towel on the floor, which again, does not sit well with Kate. Later, Kate apologizes for her outburst and admits that this experience is tougher than she anticipated. But, on the bright side, they only have 20 more days to endure. The following few days, the monotony of life continues until Kate's world is turned upside down by the discovery of a gun in the bathroom. Overcome with fear, they opt to hide the weapon under the bed, since the AI prohibits them from disposing of it in the laundry chute. That AI has a sense of humor of its own. Finally, the couple is blessed with some connect time, where they can listen to messages sent by their loved ones. Mike receives a heartwarming message from his sister, who updates him on the well-being of their parents, but also seems to be under the impression that Mike and Kate are no longer together. Meanwhile, Kate refuses to engage with her own message and is thrown into a panic upon being faced with a video of her father, who has left the streets and now resides in a homeless shelter. Despite her pleas, the video refuses to stop playing, leading Kate to retreat behind the bathroom door in tears. Mike rushes to comfort her, and after a restless night clinging to each other, Kate remains in bed all day, unable to shake her depression. Mike is feeling worried about Kate, but Kate's revelation about her lying father only adds to the drama. She admits to being ashamed of her dad and how he squandered the family's wealth with his drinking habits. With just 2 weeks left, Kate continues to mope in bed, leaving Mike to entertain himself by doodling and trying to read the pajama label in different emotions. In an attempt to lift Kate's spirits, Mike tries to crack a few jokes about the food, but to no avail. Eventually, he gives up and joins her in bed, hoping to offer some comfort. Despite his efforts, Kate remains unresponsive, forcing Mike to get creative with his sleeping arrangements. Because who doesn't love a good floor nap? One morning, Mike tries to convince Kate to take a treat, but she refuses to spend any money. Growing more and more frustrated, Mike says he's not sure he can continue like this. Finally, Kate's resolve is broken, and she gets out of bed. Before heading to the shower, she tells Mike to take his second treat, even if it costs $250,000. Mike obliges, because why not? When the door opens, he is shocked to see a naked woman named Simone. I'd be shocked too. Mike is stuck with a paid actress who knows nothing about the project. Despite being booked for a month, her agent informed her that she'll probably only be there for 24 hours. Kate isn't thrilled with her presence, so she makes Mike give her his shirt so Simone can cover up a bit. Simone, who seems to have more sense than everyone else in the room, notices Mike's art and even recognizes the influences. This only manages to piss off Kate even more. When night falls, Mike offers to sleep on the floor while the girls take the bed, but Simone offers to stay awake and keep watch. Kate's not impressed with their gentlemanly attempts and decides that they'll all share the bed, with her sleeping in the middle. Naturally, it's Kate who has trouble sleeping. In the morning, Kate wakes up to find Simone missing from the bed and assumes she's left. Little does she know, Simone is actually in the bathroom. Finally unable to take it anymore, Kate decides to take a break and finds a little box with 3 fun candies. Kate quickly snags a candy and extends one to Simone, but after much reluctance, Mike finally accepts one too. The trio then embark on a wild dance party, complete with group kisses. However, Mike's good time quickly takes a dark turn as he begins to have a bad trip, imagining blood everywhere and drowning alongside his younger brother. The women bring Mike back to reality, but he's still in a state of panic, begging to leave and mentioning something about Sean and drowning. Kate is forced to soothe him back to sleep. Simone, curious about what Mike had been rambling about, turns to Kate for answers. Kate reluctantly reveals that Mike's younger brother Sean drowned while he was supposed to be babysitting, and the guilt still haunts him to this day. The tragedy was made even worse by the fact that Mike was high at the time, explaining his initial hesitation to take the candy. Simone also inquires about how they met, and Kate fondly recalls a rainy day when Mike came to her rescue, offering to catch all the raindrops so she wouldn't get wet. When Mike finally wakes up, Simone shares her own story of losing her mother as a child, and the two bond over their shared experiences of grief and loss. Mike and Simone bonding over their grief, at least the candy wasn't a complete waste. Simone tries to comfort a distressed Mike by holding his hand, but when Kate sees them, her insecurity kicks in and she accuses Simone of trying to steal her man. Simone calls out Kate's attitude, pointing out that her outburst is a result of her own insecurity, leading to a heated argument. Mike, fed up with their bickering, walks away, but Kate tries to apologize, acknowledging that she may have overreacted. However, Simone adds fuel to the fire by suggesting that there may be some truth to Kate's concerns. The next day, Mike is feeling under the weather, but Kate is too preoccupied to notice. Also, Simone has apparently left the scene, but not before leaving a cryptic message on the wall in green crayon thanking Mike for a wild night. Come on, Simone, don't be a glickf. Kate is beyond frantic, but Mike tries to explain that nothing happened, that it's just another trick from the room. However, consumed of jealousy, Kate shoves Mike to the floor, causing him to hit his head and bleed. Mike steps away from her, reminding her of all the sacrifices he's made for their relationship, including giving up his college education and social life. But all he receives in return is Kate's unfounded jealousy. As Kate sobs, she repeatedly apologizes, but their exchange is cut short as Mike starts to feel lightheaded from his injury. Despite his urgent need for medical attention, Kate offers him a meal shake to raise his blood sugar and tries to tend to his wound with a towel. She reminds Mike that the contract they signed explicitly states that there's no allowance for medical intervention. Mike can hardly believe what he's hearing, and he begins to question Kate's level of concern for his well-being. Despite the wound being minor, it stops bleeding on its own, but Mike can't shake the fear of what might have happened if it had been more severe. He wonders if Kate would have let him bleed out, all for the sake of preserving the payout. Disgusted by the toll that this place has taken on them, and understanding that money can't fix the damage they've sustained, Mike decides to leave and asks Kate to come with him. Kate retorts with an angry remark, pointing out that it's easy for Mike to talk like this because he's always had money, and she even brandishes a gun to intimidate him into staying. Well, Mike clearly doesn't believe in listening to the fairer sex, because he goes ahead and presses the button, leaving the room mere days before the big win. Kate, meanwhile, spends her time lounging and having nervous breakdowns in the shower. But then, a little raindrop drawing on the wall gives her the inspiration she needs to approach the button and weigh her options with a mere 2 days left. Fast forward several months, Mike is going for a jog when he spots Kate walking out of a building. It's been a while since the room, and the two decide to catch up. When Mike asks if Kate ever left the room or emerged victorious, she deftly dodges the question. To be fair, she does offer an apology for what went down. As they continue their stroll, we see that the building Kate was coming out of is revealed to be a homeless shelter, with a plaque that thanks an anonymous donor for financing their brand new kitchen. Meanwhile, back in the Immaculate Room, a new couple has arrived to take on the challenge. Good luck to them, they're gonna need it. That's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. Until next time.